Hello everyone, and welcome to tutorial number 2 in this Pygame development series. Now before we get to the main part of this video, which is going to be blitting pictures basically, I want to go back to last tutorial when I said stuff about display.set mode. Now, I actually lied a lot, first of all I want to clear that up right now. I want to tell you the correct thing. That's number one. Number two, it is possible that I will accidentally give wrong info. If that's the case, you don't have to attack me in the comments. As I've said, I have not used Pygame for a long time, and these tutorials are meant, well, the main reason I'm making them is for my friend. I'm posting them publicly on YouTube so that other people may find them useful. So there's no need to attack me, as in like criticize me in the comments. Alright, so let's get started. First of all, last video I believe I said if 0, 0 resolution there would be no screen. I completely lied about that. If the resolution is 0, 0, that's the default. If you'll read here, if no resolution is passed or is set to 0, 0, blah, 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 and will have the same size as the current screen resolution. So my screen is 1280 by 960, I believe. So if I set it to 0, 0, Pygame will get that information, and then it will just by default make the screen 1280 by 960. So we can try that out real quick. If I change this to 0, 0, we'll test it, assuming this doesn't freeze. There we go. And I'm not sure what's going on here, because it looks bigger than it is. I mean, it looks bigger than it's supposed to be. Because, I mean, really, it goes below my start menu bar thingy bobber. Okay, I'm not sure about that. But that's what it says, so you can experiment with that. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or bug with my computer, or if it's Pygame, or I'm not sure. Because actually it did work before, but I'm not sure why it doesn't work right now. So, for now I'm going to keep this at 800 and 600. Okay, so let's get this back to 800 and 600. Now, next is the flags. Now, last tutorial I somehow managed to say flag number. Ignore that. I don't even know why I said that. Okay, so the flags is, if you read here, flags argument controls which type of display you want. So these are the possible arguments, and this is basically teaching you how to read the documentation well. It'll give you the type of possible arguments, then gives you a basic description. I'm not going to go over all of them, but let me just go to show you some of them. Full screen is like full screen. Double buff, HW surface, OpenGL. I'm going to go skip those. I'm going to go to resizable and no frame. Resizable allows you to resize it. So you see this, like right here, I can see this little thingy bobber. I can, let's do it here actually. I can do that and I can do that. So, oh wait, now I don't even know where my screen recorder is. Okay, whatever. So we can do those things. But if you notice here, if you actually run this right now, by default it says not resizable. You can't resize it. I can't resize it. So that's not going to work. So we need to make it resizable. Look, display window should be sizable, basically. Like you can change the size of it if you want. Now sometimes that's not the best thing to do. Like sometimes that won't be really good. But I'm just going to set it to resizable just to demonstrate this. Pygame.resizable. They have to be capitalized. And now, that's a problem. We'll correct that later. We will correct that later, yeah. So that sort of works, but oh, now it's gone. Whatever, that is a problem. We will correct that. Now, no frame, basically no border. I'll show you what that is. So right now, as you can see, if I let me do this again, you see right now you have the top window. You have this little blue area, minimize, maximize, and if you maximize here, it causes that, and an X. So if you read this, it says display window will have no border or control. So I'm not going to do this, but actually now if you read here, alright, you can even combine multiple types using the bitwise operator, aka the pipe character. So if you want to have multiples, you want to hit this pipe-like character. Now, it's above the backslash. Now forward slash, if you do shift forward slash, you get the question mark. If you do shift backslash, you get the pipe thing you want. So let's say I want no frame as well. You want to do this. The reason you don't want a comma here, because if you do a comma here, Pygame will think that this is the next argument, and you don't want it to think that. So you use this. If I have no frame, see, there's absolutely no frame here. It's just dark window. Now you can still close it. It's not frozen. You can just close it by here. That works. So that's that. But I'm not going to have that. I'm just going to. I'll keep resetable for now. I might get rid of it later. I'm not sure. Now depth. Figure out what that means. That's basically your bit. How many bits? It's usually best not to pass the depth argument. When it says pass, it means enter, not skip over. So it's usually best not to give a depth argument because it will default to the best and fastest coloring for the system. Now, unless your game requires a specific color format, whether it's 32 or 64-bit, you don't really want to do anything. Now, if your game requires it or like it's better with it, then of course pass in 32 or 64. But the game we're doing right now, or it's not even a game, but these tutorials don't require it. I'm just going to leave that empty. Now, a few things to go over. Forgot to do something here. We need to keep updating the screen, so we're going to do screen.flip. Now, if I actually, let's see, if I do surface, I'm going to go to surface area. Now the screen is actually a surface. You will soon see, I think. Nope, I lied. Wait, what? No. Nope, I lied. Let's see. What is the screen? Display, right? No. Not so sure what the screen is. Okay, but that doesn't really matter too much. Ah, yes. Okay, Pygame.display. Whoops, my bad. It's not screen.flip. Heh, complete failure. Yep. Alright, it's Pygame.display.flip. This is why we have these documentations. Now, if you look at this, if we go back up, there's Pygame.display.flip and update. Update will update portions of the screen for software displays, while flip updates the full display surface. So basically it's saying while this program is running, we want this to continually update. It will not update itself. So if we do not have this, let's say this was a comment, we do not have this, Pygame will start, it'll have default black window, and it'll do this, but it won't update. So that's why when you when you resized it, you saw those white lines because it didn't update. So if I do flip, if I were to run it, the white lines should be gone, I think. I hope at least. Nope, they're not gone. Oh, I know why. I'm not gonna go over why actually right now. It's really sort of complicated. It's the screen issue. I'm pretty sure it's a screen issue, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it may or may not be related to the update issue. But just for now, I'm going to do Pygame.display.flip. Okay, just keep that here. And this needs to be outside of the for loop. Remember, all this stuff is going to be running forever until like you quit, and like sys.exit tells us to stop running. So then the for loop this is the entire for loop. This has to be outside because this is not related to any events. It just does it by itself. Now I want to get to the main part of this tutorial, and that is pasting or making pictures to put on. Now I think going over the other stuff may have taken more time, but I'm still going to call this video making a background, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Now first things first, you'll note that you'll note that over here I made two pictures, background.ping and cube.ping. If you're asking why these extensions are visible, because I toggled extensions visible not for this, for something else, but I never toggled them back. I'll toggle them back later. So background.ping is what? This is the Cupid one. You know what? We need to edit this. I don't know why there's a red circle in the middle of nowhere. Alright. Let's do this again. I'm going to make the screen. Alright, so this is the background. So we're going to have a green background. Then we're going to have a red cube. We're going to talk about how to blip those on this time. If you look over here, this is... You can't see. This is 801 by 599. Really close. That's close enough to 800 by 600. 1 pixel difference. Who cares? This is 100 by 100. Somehow I managed to actually make that correct. All right, so we're gonna get those pictures on the screen. So we're gonna go over how that works. So first, I want to make some variables. Actually, one more thing. I want to do something. I want to set size equals 800, 600, and replace this by size so this can be more generic. So then, it's just good practice to do this. Like 800 by 600. You could have it like a tuple like this, right? But I don't know. This works just as well. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. It'll add parentheses by itself. So now I want to have these pictures. So I'm going to set some more variables. I'm going to do. Let's do that afterwards. Who cares? Let's see. I'm going to do background image. Let's do that. It's a long variable, but I can deal with it because I type fast. And I'm going to set this equal to background.ping. Actually, that's good. I did it this way. I made these ping files, as you can sort of see. Alright, good. So that's how I made these ping files. They're basically a picture format. Now, you want to notice that this is in the same game as my game.py file. If this was not in the same folder, I'll have to type out the entire thing. The entire thing would be c:/tutorial/pygame and then /background.ping. But it's a very long one. So by convention, you want to, not by convention, but like typically, if you want to go simple, you want to keep it like that. Background image. I'm going to do the same thing for the cube image. Cube image is equal to, and you need these in. They have to be a string. Now you don't actually need these variables, but I'm just going to have them anyway. Now this just sets a variable to the file. This is the file. Background.ping is the file. We haven't actually put the image in the game yet. We're going to do 2 more steps. Now we need to actually make these images like sort of actual images in the game. So we're going to do. Just do this. Alright, we're going to do. I'll just type this out first and I'll explain it later. Pygame.image.load. We're going to do. This Python module for image transfer. I'm going to do background image. And then we're going to have .convert. Now, what this does here, remember, this only loads the file. Now, see, Pygame.image, we're loading the image. If we go to image, where's image? Image, notice load. Okay, it supports JPG, PNG files, blah blah blah, a bunch of them. Actually, I probably should have made those JPEG files. I'm not sure why I made them PNG files. I'm not sure, but whatever. So, if you notice here, load new image from a file. So you notice this is the file. We're loading it. Now this loads it. Well, this part here. I'll talk about convert in a bit. This loads it. Now we did not have to make this variable. We could have just typed background.ping here. We would have used one more character, but who cares? Yeah, so we could have just typed out background.ping as a string in here, and it would still work. But it's good practice to make variables for these because we may choose to use them again later. Now this .convert here, we'll find this under surface. Surface is sort of a little complicated, but I'm just going to talk about. Well, just understand that picture can be considered a surface. Convert changes the pixel format of an image. So let's say you drew an image and the pixels are all messed up. Okay, obviously we don't want the pixels to be messed up, and I'm not going to go over like how the pixels could be messed up, but let's just say they are. Then the game graphic would looks messed up. So then you always want to convert it. So change the pixel format. They'll change the pixel format so that it best supports the game. So that's why you want to convert it. So we want to do the same thing with the cube. Pygame.image.load. We're going to do cube image.convert. Okay, now we actually technically do not need to convert right now. It will not mess up our game, but we're just gonna have it for now. So we've loaded the images, but they're just loaded. We have to do something with them. We have to paste them on the screen, or more specifically, this is called we blit the image onto a screen. So I'm going to, where should I put this? Let's do this here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to blit it onto the screen. So I'm going to do screen dot blit. The screen is also a surface. And if you're wondering how I got this menu up, I just did screen dot and then I hit tab blit. And then we have a bunch of arguments here, but we don't have to deal with all the arguments. If you look at blit, we only have to deal with 2 arguments. There's 3 arguments, but we only have to deal with 2 of them. Or, excuse me, there are 4 arguments. Source, destination, I'm guessing, area, and special flags. Look at this. An optional special flag is for passing, and you want blah 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 blah, and gives you a list of flags. So the source is basically what image you want to blit, and blit basically means to paste. So when you blit an image, you're putting or pasting the image onto the screen. So first we want to blit the background image. Background. Oh, whoops! Completely forgot about that. This is convertible. This is useless. We want to set this to a variable, so I'm going to call this background, and I'm going to call this one cube, and that's what I actually called the previous ones background image and cube image, because these are actually the loaded formats. This is just a file. This is the loaded form. So I'm going to call this. So we want to blit or put or draw basically. I want to draw the background, and we have to tell it the location. So I want to draw this at 0, 0. Now this is not a typical Cartesian plane. If I can open Paint again, let's just open Paint. Open with Paint. Let's get a new file. This is basically the same as Paint. But this applies to many other programs as well. Now some programs will have 0, 0 here. Others will have 0, 0 here. Most I think have 0, 0 here, but I know a few actually that have 0, 0 here. Now typically in programming, 0, 0 will be here. This is the increasing value of x. Let me just draw this. This is the increasing value of x. Okay. That is the increasing value of x. Let me just draw this freehand. That x, that's plus. And this is the increasing value of y. Now in typical Cartesian planes, 0, 0 will be the bottom left corner, and the line I'm drawing right now is the decreasing value of y. But in this case, this is the increasing value of y. Okay, so this is the increasing value of y. Cannot draw with a mouse. Okay? So this is 0, 0. If you notice here, this is the highest point. We have 800, 626, but whatever. We don't care about that. I'm not going to say that. So when we choose to blit something, we're going to specify the location. We're specifying it based on the top left corner. It's going to start at the top left corner, and then it's going to just split the rest of the image. So I can show you right now. Cannot display, cannot convert, display initialized. What? What did I do? Okay, cannot convert without Pygame.display. Oh, I know why. Yeah, that makes more sense. We need to initialize Pygame.display. Let's do Pygame.display.init. So remember, Pygame.init basically starts Pygame. We're going to initialize Pygame.display now. And actually, I want to take all of this. I want to put this here. Now we can try it. So now this works. Notice, this is 0, 0 right over here. This is 0, 0, this top left corner. So it puts the top left corner of background, and it puts it 0, 0, and then it'll just draw the rest of it based on that. So we have to initialize the display, because images will based on the display module. So we need to initialize display. So then we do the same thing with cube, and now we blit the cube as well. Cube.blit, and excuse me, not cube.blit, I'm an idiot. Screen.blit, cube, and I'm going to do this at, let's say, I'm not sure where do I want to do this. I'm going to probably do this at, let's say, I want this at the center of the screen. So let's see, cube is 100 by 100. So 800 by 600, so 350 by 250. It's the top left corner. And this is right in the smack middle of the screen. So that's the basic idea of blitting images. This was a pretty long tutorial, but hey, we're trying to learn Pygame, and many tutorials are going to be long, so hopefully you've stuck with me, hopefully you've learned how to do this, and hopefully this was not too confusing. Actually, I'll just go over this one more time. So at the beginning, I just went over a lot of things about just that set mode. I made the size more generic so that you could define it in the variable. Then we started the images. First, we have to we have to define the file. So I called, let's see if I get this here, let's see, that works, good. So background image is background.ping, which is basically this. So this sets this variable equal to the file, and cube image that sets this variable cube image equal to this file. We did not have to use these variables, but it's good practice to do so, and we may choose to use them again later. So then we have to start or initialize display. Start, initialize, sort of synonyms, not exactly, but they're sort of synonyms. Background, we set another variable, background, and then we loaded this image, and then we also converted it. When we load it, we actually load it from the file. Remember, this is just a file. We're loading it here. Then we convert it so that the pixels are actually correct, basically. We do the same thing with the cube, and then we blit it. To blit is to just like to draw or paste it. And we have to specify what we want to do and the top left corner of the location. Alright, that's it for this tutorial. Next tutorial we're going to get some fun stuff done as well. And you see, we're expanding on our program. We started with the most basic program, and now we're expanding on it. Alright, that's enough of me talking. Hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you've been learning things if you didn't already know this. And we'll see you next time.